This is the Rage Select Community Podcast. I am Ryan, and with me is Charles Rocky.
I'm eating wings right now, so I can't talk.
Ooh, are they good?
Yeah. Okay.
You're getting some good boy points there, Charles.
No, those are tendies, man. Get it right, okay?
And that was Illegal Swede. Say hi, Swede.
Yeah,
Hi, Swede.
whatever.
And Charles Armstrong, who unfortunately has to deal with us all.
Hey everyone.
Oh, hey everyone, there's the Armstrong right here.
Why
you missed my subtle Spider-Man reference? The new voice of the generation?
Oh yeah. I totally forgot that happened. Totally forgot that trailer came out.
I don't know. I think my friend's the only person I know who actually likes the suit.
I like the suit.
Yeah, I like it too.
It just reminds me of all those Spider-Man memes.
Well, no, I mean,
Yes.
Bullshit. You can't ground Spider-Man.
I mean more in the sense it's like the texture of it looks a bit off. It looks like he's covered in Vaseline the entire time.
But he's got the eyes.
Yeah,
Really?
that's kind of a bit weird. In as much as, like, I will say, though, it's not the worst effect in that trailer. The one that kind of got to me was, when I say got to me, I thought to myself, oh, come on, this looks total bullshit, is when he uses the watch to put on the Iron Man suit.
Oh yeah, I visibly cringed when that happened.
What? That was fucking awesome.
I don't know, it seemed like, oh, this effect does not look good.
I didn't think it looked that bad.
How else is he supposed to fucking block a fucking assassin's bullet when he doesn't have his armor near him? That's legit.
Why would you ever take the Iron Man suit off?
Because you want to be able to let your pores breathe and not have to smell your own shit for.
I'm sure he's designed a way to ventilate that suit.
Exactly.
Like was it?
Pretty sure they even said in one of the films.
Yeah, like nowadays in the comics, he's like able to do it with like through his skin. He's able to summon the armor through his goddamn skin. So
What, is this nanomachines now?
yeah, it is
That explains everything.
pretty much. Yeah.
All right, Civil War trailer. I think we all liked it, right?
Yeah, more or
No.
less.
Except for Rocky. And
Well, I don't like the Marvel films, so
the
that's
two
not
people
fun.
whose opinions matter liked it.
It's not a war. It's a civil scuffle.
Yeah, that is one of
I
the.
mean, that is
preferred
one of the two things that I hate is the fact that it's called a Captain America film when it's technically it's basically an Avengers film, and it's called a war when
we don't know that yet.
When the actual comic book was a legit war, whereas this is just like a couple groups of like 5 people, 6 people. So it's basically like the Warriors, but Marvel, which actually sounds pretty cool. All things considered. I walked myself into that one.
Yeah,
You just accidentally hype yourself for this movie.
I did, yeah. I'm actually looking forward to this now.
I'll say this right now, the one thing it's missing, Vector's dad getting arrested for attempted rape.
What?
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 Have you guys never seen The Warriors?
No, I've
Yeah.
seen the Warriors, but
The Warriors, dude.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, Dexter's dad. He's in it. He
Oh,
attempts to rape
right.
Oh.
Dexter is in
is
the
he?
actor.
Okay.
Right. Okay. I get it now.
Jesus.
it took me a minute. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? God damn.
Nowhere to I fully expect that song to show up in Civil War now.
Nowhere to Run by Martha and the Vandells.
Yeah. If it doesn't, then it gets a 0 out of 10 automatically.
You kind of gotta love in the Warriors where it's like they completely forget their friend that got hit by a train.
Well, the weird thing about that is that, like, the whole thing is like, yeah, he knows the secret about what's going on. And then he dies. So then they just bring in this random nobody in, like, well after that. It's like, oh, he knew as well. Okay, where was this guy? But it all just came down to the fact that the actor playing him got fired from the set.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
I guess I don't even remember the Warriors that well.
Why'd you do it? I don't know. I just wanted to.
Yeah, that movie.
I do fucking love the Warriors, man.
Then they beat him up with hockey sticks. Not even like actual weapons. It's like, yeah, these fucking like Like, what type of fucking gang is this?
Yeah, they're kind of pussied. Yeah. And then they get like the Latina chick who just starts following them around and shit.
Well, you know, Latina chicks are easily swayed and confused, so they just sort of like follow whoever passes them by next.
Like a fucking dumb dog. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah. Okay, so let's go through this. So I guess I'll go with the small shit. So the Overwatch release date came out, was leaked by IGN, and it was confirmed. So, and now we know that it's coming out May 24th. Are any of you actually excited for Overwatch? Or, like,
Yeah,
interested?
I don't play arena shit, so no.
Okay.
Could go either way, but I'm not really into that sort of thing.
And I heard Armstrong was like, yeah!
No, everyone who's played the betas, the closed betas, has had nothing, from what I've read at least, has had nothing but glowing praise about the game. I like how much variety it has. It looks interesting. I've been looking for a good first-person shooter for a while.
Right.
And it's going into open beta on, I think, May 5th through 9th, but if you pre-order, you'll be able to get in on the 3rd.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I was.
And this is going to be not just for PC. This is going to be PS4, Xbox One as well.
Nice, yeah. I was trying to get into the last couple betas, but they were pretty much like, oh no, we're just giving this to the people who matter.
I mean, it does look, as Armstrong said, it does look fun, and it does look like they're actually adding quite a bit of diversity in terms of like gameplay styles you would see
Yeah.
in arena shooter like this. But it's for the same reason. It's like, you know, even though everyone liked Team Fortress 2, and it does look like a good game, I just wasn't interested in that either. So,
Fair
Right.
enough.
The only-
Too, so.
Yeah.
The only one of these sort of things I've ever actually gotten into was Gotham City Imposters. I don't know if you guys remember that.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I gave that game like 4 hours of my life trying to get into it, but I just could not.
Yeah, that's not even around anymore, right? That's been gone for a while.
I think the servers are still up.
Are they?
I think the other thing, though, I will say about Overwatch, I mean, it does look fun. Just, I think the only other thing it has going against it is just that I'm not a big fan of the Blizzard art style. But that's just more of a personal preference thing. Like, it looks like it runs very smoothly, and the actual graphics look nice. I just don't give a shit about.
Yeah, honestly, I don't mind. I like it. Like, I'm okay with their art style, honestly.
Yeah, I'm all on board.
Yeah.
Well, until I play it. I hate it.
Yeah, it turns out you download the game and it installs like malware onto your computer. It's like, it runs smoothly, but my computer's fucked.
These 12-year-olds keep kicking my ass.
Actually, I guess that was a story that also happened this week, because didn't The Division come out this week?
Yeah,
It
dude.
did, yeah.
And there was that thing
Tuesday.
where, like, there was the NVIDIA driver update does, you know, being put around, like, you know, to make your experience with The Division all the better. And it's like, yeah, it's causing blue screens of death and computer crashes.
Jesus
Well,
Christ.
guess Ubisoft isn't going to do much about that because it was also the biggest first day numbers they've ever had. on any
I should
franchise.
clarify, it wasn't the game that was doing it, it was the NVIDIA update that was doing this.
Yeah,
Oh,
so it's
okay.
more NVIDIA's fault, I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, yeah, I don't know, what, like, the past year, NVIDIA, like, from now...
Yeah, there's always
So
something
now
going on with NVIDIA.
NVIDIA has been fucking up, you know, with the Arkham Asylum... Arkham Knight came out last year, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure, yeah. With
Fucking
the bullshit...
June, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe it was June. Yeah, I think it was June. Yeah, with...
No, was it June or I thought it was August.
I'm pretty
I'll look
sure
it
it
up.
was June.
It was June because it was a month after. It was June because it was a month after The Witcher 3.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, June 23rd.
Yeah.
2015. Yeah. Yeah, like with that controversy with Nvidia fucking over, and you know them faking how the graphics were really looking and all that, and now with this, you know, yeah, they haven't been the best, in all honesty. But going back to Blizzard, apparently Hearthstone's newest expansion, and its name has been revealed, and it's called The Whispers of the Old Gods, or WOG. Which, apparently there was a controversy about that, because apparently WOG is like some, like, slur from Australia. Or
In
something.
what
Yeah.
What the hell does it even refer to?
I don't even know.
I don't think it's from Australia. I think that's something to do.
I've heard
Here in
I've
the
watched
UK.
British. I've watched British movies and heard them say.
A person who
Isn't
is
it
not
for-
white.
Yeah,
It's
I was
just
gonna
like
say
it's like a
black
racist
people.
term for.
I
black
swore I heard that in This Is England.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I can say right now, I have never heard that used before, and I've never used
Why?
that. I've never even heard like any similar semblance of that word being used in that connotation before.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
UK is a lot of those weird, like Packy and Wog, where you're just like anyone else who hears them,
Okay,
you're
well,
just like,
okay,
what?
but-
And then you say
Yeah,
them over there, and
there's
people
a
are
thing
like, whoa,
because
man.
there was this toy in like this classic English toy called a gollywog. I don't know if you guys know what that is.
No, but it sounds hilarious.
Sounds like something that would spin.
Put it in the chat.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
Holy fuck!
You know, I'm showing this on
Okay,
the podcast.
this is
that's-
for people listening, it's effectively a Sambo.
Yeah, it looks like. I mean, shit. Mr. Popo isn't as bad as this.
It looks like a black gingerbread man.
It's like that. It looks like
It's
a burnt
sort of like
gingerbread man.
it's sort of like you put gingerbread man in the oven and you sort of let him sit there for a bit too long.
Oh God. Okay.
That's some
hold on.
obscure reference to Africa, Rocky.
Oh my god.
Actually, this reminded me. This was a while ago, but my friend ended up posting like a video on our Facebook message board, and it was a video I saw a while ago. But it was that whole thing where I think it was in Sweden or like one of those Scandinavian countries where it's like the members of
Wow.
parliament eating that cake, except the cake was like just a black person, and there's that guy in blackface who actually like his head at the head of the cake. I'm guessing you guys haven't seen this video before.
No.
I don't know if I
honestly,
want
no.
to.
It's kind of funny actually, in its own weird little way.
What does everything you say that's kind of funny make me want to fucking blow my brains out?
Because clearly you aren't used to my sense of humor yet, and I won't stop until you are used to it.
Charles,
Speaking
you
of
haven't
wanting to
seen
blow people's brains out.
I'm
Oh,
sorry,
well,
you
I was
haven't
actually-
seen you haven't seen Rocky and I's but like pre-game chats on Skype. So you pre-podcast chats on Skype.
Okay, so moving on. So apparently, Amazon Japan is now shipping video games and video game consoles to overseas, like people who purchase them overseas.
Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Which
Okay.
yeah, is nice. Yeah, but it's only Amazon Japan, so you have to go onto the Amazon Japan like site, and you
Yeah.
can actually create Japanese. Yeah, which that's pretty cool. So if you
Is,
say want Fire Emblems Untouched.
I should
Oh, right.
add though,
Our 3DS is
that
region locked though.
Yeah,
you'd
but
have
you
to-
can
you'd
also.
have to
Well,
order a
actually, you
Japanese
can do
3DS.
it. I'm sorry. What? I'm sorry. I cut you off. What were you saying, Rocky?
You would have to order a Japanese 3DS.
Yeah, either that or you can like do it so where it's not region locked, but there is a good chance of bricking your thing. So if you were to do it, you would probably have to like pay someone who actually does that. Man, you're fucking wrong.
God damn, Rocky.
You're wrong. Why?
Where do you find this shit?
You go on 4chan, don't you? Like a lot.
What is it? What is? All I see is a Facebook link and some buzz thing.
It's not an actual Facebook link. It links to YouTube, but it says it's Facebook for some reason.
Do I want
Oh,
to click?
good
guys,
lord!
do I want to click on it or not?
I don't want to watch. Oh no! Oh no, I'm sad.
Oh no, I'm sad.
Okay, people, I just watched a video of a cake shaped like a baby, where the baby's skull got cut off, and there's delicious cake underneath.
It's my kind of cake, I think.
Okay.
Clearly.
Okay. Speaking of wanting to blow my own brains out, Sniper Elite 4 got announced.
Nice.
It's coming out this year to current gen consoles and PC. It's going to be in Italy this time, in 1943.
So are they going to shoot off Mussolini's balls this time?
Probably.
Yeah,
I can't wait to shoot off whatever.
According to my dad, although I don't know how true this actually is, he
Uh-huh.
said that like and it wasn't like, this was unique, but apparently, like, it was one of those things where it's like, when Mussolini died, like, all the citizens pretty much, like, did all they could to deface his body. And according to my dad, there was some story where it's like, some relative of his that was in Italy at the time, like, I don't know, I think it was like my grandfather's uncle or something. He, for whatever reason, just did something to piss off, like, Mussolini's guards or something like that. So he's forced to drink, like, half a bottle of canola oil, I think. So it just gave him the shits. And when this happens, like, his wife was either going to, like, throw the bottle out or, like, use it for cooking. And he told her, no, don't do it. And the entire time she's like, why the fuck do you want this bottle around? I was like, just trust me. So then when Mussolini died and they hanged him in the town square after the fact, he supposedly drank the other half of the bottle of canola oil and the shit all over Mussolini. I don't know how true it actually is. I suspect it was sort of like one of those like, oh yeah, like, we were the Italians that didn't like him either, so.
Oh yeah.
What?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why you
Italians, can't you tell?
Oh, we love the strudel. I mean, the spaghetti.
The Apfelstrudel.
What's wrong with you?
Well, no, it's just, I know that the Canadians like saying yeah and a and all that, and Rocky said it and just reminded me, so I don't know why I said it.
Okay.
Okay, so,
Sorry, Rocky, did you just say a?
No, I said okay. You gay.
Oh.
Okay, you gay? Okay.
A?
Alright, so, apparently, so have you heard about this where it's like Street Fighter V, like, people who rage quit, like, receive a penalty of some kind?
Well, they were discussing that this is a thing they were gonna do. I'm not sure if it's actually implemented
they're
yet.
not receiving penalties is part of the problem.
Yeah.
Because basically what ends up happening is like, you're fighting someone, and you beat them as you do. And if they quit right before the final hit, like, the final hit will still register, but none of the results are sent to the server. So for the person that won, they don't get any experience, rank up, or fight money. And for the person who lost, they don't lose any ranking.
That's
basically
bullshit, yeah.
Quitters.
Yeah.
And Capcom has basically come out and said, hey, record these people who are doing this and publicly shame them. Which is
that's
interesting
wrong
approach.
too. That's just as... That's very wrong, and no one should be doing that, I think.
Well, considering that these are all just gamer IDs and not their actual fucking... it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
Hunt them down and destroy them.
I mean, the thing is, people already do that anyways whenever they post, like, videos of their games online, and there just happens to be, like, person's, like, gamer tag there. Or do you expect them to censor every single gamer tag that isn't their own in these videos?
Oy.
Yeah.
Moving on?
Yes, moving on. So, let me see. Okay, so I got, like... There was one about XCOM DLC, but it's like,
Yeah. Any DLC things I tend to avoid just because it's like...
Yeah.
If somebody's really interested in the game, they'll already know about it.
Well, okay, here's one thing. And it's about CD Projekt Red. So apparently... Let me see. So... This came after CD Projekt Red's, like, financial results conference that came at, like, the end of this year, and apparently they had a thing where it's like plans for 2016. Number 1, release of the second expansion, Blood and Wine, implement of new promotional and marketing activities, and then the third one was a new type of video game format previously unexplored by the studio. And you could be like, oh, it's for Cyberpunk 2077. But on the next page of their thing, it says plans for 2017, release of Cyberpunk 2077. So...
They're making an Orochi title.
A what?
An Orochi title.
Good lord. Okay,
you know what? I would buy that. CD Projekt Red doing Orochi, that'd be awesome.
It's probably just standalone Gwent, right?
You think maybe, yeah. I think that'd
actually be pretty cool. I would buy that.
Gwent's fun, although it's purely based on luck for the most part.
The thing is...
You mean like all card games?
Well...
How, like...
unless you have part of the cards on your side, and there's nothing luck about that.
Well, no, I'm talking like... For one, you can't use all of the cards in your disposal. You can only use, like, at most, like, what is it? It's been a while since I played the game and the mini game, but I think it's like you only get, like, 10 cards.
Well, that's why part of Gwent is also figuring out, well, okay, how do I make a deck that, has the stuff I want, but isn't too overfilled, so I at least get the stuff I want more often than not.
Right, yeah.
Also, Armstrong's completely right. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the only game that is all pure based on skill. No luck involved in that at all. And I'm assuming...
Unless you have the hard cards in your side.
Unless you have the hard cards, yeah.
And I'm assuming you also know about the hard cards mod for Witcher 3 anyway, so...
Hard cards. Yeah.
You know what that is, right?
It's the one where you don't actually fight, it automatically switches to Gwent, right?
Yeah, and if you win, it kills all the enemies.
Oh, yeah! Yeah, I looked at that. Yeah, I kind of wanted to download that and have fun.
It looks like it would be obnoxious after a while, though.
Oh, yeah, totally. But it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, it'd be fun for like the first, 10, 15 minutes, honestly, just as a joke.
But it doesn't change the theme tune to the, it's time to...
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, well, that sucks. Well, yeah, it's probably going to be like a Gwent thing. Yeah, but you know what? I like CD Projekt Red so much. I'll probably buy it just to support them because they've been so cool. Honestly. Oh, what else?
I'm definitely gonna get Blood and Wine when that comes out.
Oh fuck yeah! I really. What is it? It said that it might come out either spring or summer now.
Well, there was something I literally just looked it up. Apparently, or it could be next month.
If it's next month, I'll.
Oh no! Please don't be.
Why?
Because Dark Souls.
Bloodborne and
you don't think that it'll be done by Dark Souls by then?
No.
Like a full month?
I'm glad they fucking that they delayed Uncharted 4 another 2 weeks, so I'll have more time to play Dark Souls 3.
True enough.
I think my friend was asking this question. Not what you expect will be better, but more what do you think is going to get the better reception? Dark Souls 3 or Uncharted 4?
Probably Uncharted, I'm thinking.
I would hazard a guess to say Uncharted 4 is probably that both of them are gonna be Game of the Year contenders.
Yeah.
And it might just go to Uncharted 4 if it's because it's the same one. It's the same people who made Last of Us, which fucking swept all the award circuits when that came out.
Although why it did, I have absolutely no clue.
Yeah. It was a fun game, but it was like it wasn't.
I mean, you had a bunch of other great games that year, like GTA and BioShock.
Yeah.
And you have this essentially.
BioShock got kind of screwed. Yeah, BioShock, I had so much more fun, gameplay wise, with BioShock Infinite than I did.
It's kind of generic.
It's the same thing with movies where it came out early in the year.
Yeah, which that's yeah. What's the not demographic, but what's the timeline that they consider? Okay, this is when we technically start 20 whatever, and this is when it ends.
Most people, it's not generally till fall is when they start recognizing, oh, these are the games to pay attention to. One of the reasons stuff like GTA sticks around because they came out in May is because it's fucking GTA.
Right. Yeah.
And
GTA came out in the fall, I thought.
In GTA 5?
Yeah, I thought it came out in September.
You might have. I don't remember.
It came out in September.
No, yeah, you're right. It was. I remember people saying it was weird because Rockstar normally releases them in the summer.
I think, I remember that as well because there was that whole story where earlier in the year with Last of Us, anyways, everyone kept on saying oh wow, this video game sold pretty well. I guess games are starting to do well financially compared to other properties. And then GTA 5 came and it's this is the first entertainment property that made $1 billion this quickly.
Right.
No, the only reason I was asking I guess is just numerous things. I guess the more the questions are critics more likely to be going for Uncharted just because it's the simple one, people like Naughty Dog, et cetera, or are they more likely to go for Souls just because a lot of places seem to be trying to cater to that fan base a lot more now, so they figure, if we give this the better reception, more people will come to us.
Right.
Also
the fact that Final Fantasy 15 is coming out this year, supposedly.
Oh, yeah.
Also, a question with Dark Souls 3, reviewers can easily say Miyazaki has returned to the Soul series.
Yeah.
Whereas with Uncharted, there's the whole issue of well, Amy Hennig's gone now, so is it really the same thing anymore?
They both have the two award swaying things. Where Uncharted, it's Naughty Dog's last Uncharted game. It's the same people who made Last of Us. and
Yeah.
it seems more than likely the story is going to have a pretty significant emotional punch to it.
Yeah.
Dark Souls 3 it's the third game in the series. People like to reward games later down the line where it's had enough time, it's built a fan base where people can be like, oh, it's Miyazaki's last game, let's all shower this one with praise and give it all the awards. But then you also have other big games like Quantum Break. Actually, I don't know if Quantum Break is going to get recognized enough. I'm sure it'll be good, but
Yeah.
Remedy games don't really have a history of having lasting impact. You know what I mean?
Max
It's
Payne
got its
won a
diehard
shit ton of
fan base,
awards.
but
The Max Payne games won a shit ton of awards. At least 1 or 2 anyway. I don't know about 3.
Yeah. I don't remember
'Cause,
anything about 3.
Number 3 wasn't a Remedy game though. It
Yeah,
was
it was
taken over by Rockstar.
Yeah. Well, wasn't Max Payne 2 also a little bit taken over by Rockstar as well?
No, that was still Remedy.
Was it?
they
Okay.
might have done the port to to the consoles, if I'm remembering.
That sounds about right.
I think that's how the partnership forged in the first. I'll try to look it up, but I've no.
The thing with Remedy is that they always make fun as fuck games. Like I don't think
Yeah,
they've made a bad game,
No.
but in terms of, and they're always well written, but they're the equivalent of like Indiana Jones, to the point where they're fun, I was going to say accessible, but they're not.
So
like,
what
I'm
you're
thinking
saying
of
is
Alan Wake.
Quantum Break is going to be the Crystal Skull of the studio.
No, because it's not. No, because it's not the fourth game in the series. So
He's like, so he's like, so go fuck yourself.
Yeah, it appears
No,
Rockstar
Rocky.
handled
No,
the
Rocky.
console
You're wrong,
ports.
Rocky. That's why you're wrong, Rocky.
yep. Hang on. What did you say, Rocky?
Oh, fuck
Did
off.
you say? What did you say about some? They made a fourth Indiana Jones film. When did it come out?
Well, guess
What?
they're making a fifth one, so
I don't-
you don't have
I
to
don't know.
worry about
I've never heard of
one
this
movie
fourth
from your
film.
memory.
What was it called?
Yeah. Okay. So what's the next one? I think the last one that I actually have is it's about Fable Legends and Lionhead, and that's it.
Yeah, so
go into it.
Yeah. So
in more news about the company that barely was in the first place once Pierre Molyneux left.
did he leave? I didn't know that he left. And
He
He's
left
been
years
gone for
ago.
years.
has he? Well, shit. Well, no wonder I didn't know. Yeah, because I mean, let's be honest. Yeah, as you said,
We're burying the lead here. Fable Legends has been canceled.
canceled, and Lionhead has been just disbanded entirely.
Well,
At this point, it's pretty much like a mercy killing. So
Yeah, because they in their entire
it's not confirmed, but they said that they're openly in talks to close the studio.
Essentially, the idea, I think it also came from the fact they were suggesting, we're going to find a way to get all of the employees working on other projects, which implies, breaking the company up and just sending them elsewhere to other studios.
Right, yeah. Which, that's not bad, because honestly, what was the last Lionhead game that any of you guys played? And actually liked?
Fable 3.
Oh, that actually
sorry, that I actually
like.
liked.
Yes.
Fable 2.
Um, I guess I would say Fable 2, but I have more bad memories than good of that game.
The problem with Fable 2, and someone pointed this out, is it has some neat ideas. It's the main campaign's just really shitty.
Yeah.
And it's
And then
short.
Yeah, and it was buggy
Yeah.
as well, from what I remember.
And then Fable 3 was just something.
It was
I
just,
like-
it was just dull.
I liked with Fable 2, and this is how stupid it is. A, there isn't even really a final boss, and the game almost makes a point. It's oh yeah, you were the good guy by not killing him right away. When at no point during that whole conversation did you even think that, oh yeah, Reeve was just going to shoot him. It was just well, I'm just sitting here listening to end this cutscene essentially, and then we'll go.
That's exactly how I played it. I was saying, I'm waiting till this guy's done talking, and then I'm going to kill him.
Yeah.
And then that dude shot him in the face, and I was pissed.
It's
I was
you bastard!
Fuck you!
And then I also love how the game makes you feel guilty for bringing back the dog, which is essentially an entire gameplay mechanic. It's basically saying, "Oh, you're a shithole for wanting your UI back."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe
Fable
it's not-
2.
Fable Legends. it didn't. I did. Was anyone even interested in this?
No, because what was because like Fable moved way beyond like it went off the fucking reservoir of what it was.
Yeah, they had a
originally
Connect game, and then
Fable
this.
Heroes.
Yeah, Fable Heroes. Well, yeah, the Kinect game was called Fable: The Journey, and
fucking rail shooter.
yeah, it was a rail shooter.
I signed up to the beta for this way back in like December of last year, and I didn't get the beta code until like last month.
Because it never left closed beta.
Yeah, and then even then I was
It
like,
was
yeah,
supposed to
I
come
don't really.
out last year.
And then I was like, yeah, I really don't give a fuck about this anymore. I'll never even redeem the code.
Yeah.
There was also the announcement along with this that kind of a smaller studio, Press Play, who made the game Max: The Curse of Brotherhood and Kalimba. They're working on Project Knoxville. Really small
Games
developer.
I've never heard of before.
Exactly. They were also shuttered. Unlike Lionhead, who is in talks to close, Press Play was definitively closed, and all their projects were canceled. So this was just kind of a Microsoft sweeping up their UK branch, their European branch, saying like, let's cut the fat here. Because even the people who played the Fable Legends closed beta weren't that impressed with it.
What type of game was it even supposed to be? I wasn't.
It was
really
one of those
playing-
asynchronous multiplayer things
4v1.
Oh.
where you essentially had like you had like four people playing the heroes, and you had one person being the dungeon master.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I remember hearing about that concept. Yeah.
It's free to play with microtransactions.
It was basically just Dungeon Land, but with Fable.
Yeah.
Isn't that some shit? Because it's like, yeah, Pierre Molyneux was the one that initially worked on Dungeon Keeper, and then his studio then goes on to do a game that is essentially that.
Is that everything you had, Ryan?
Yes.
All right, then my turn.
And my
So-
story is going to be much better than yours.
Yeah, you left stirring
we
up
knew
shit,
that,
don't you, Mikey?
we knew that Day of the Tentacle was getting remastered. We don't have a release date for anything yet, but GOG posted a thing for pre-orders on their website, and according to them, the PC version is coming out on March 22nd.
In Japan, every day is the Day of the Tentacle.
Wasn't there also a thing where they pre-order for Day of the Tentacle on there?
I'm sorry, Rocky, what did you say?
Wasn't there also a thing where like the PSN had a pre-order for Day of the Tentacle as well? Or at least I thought I saw one.
They probably did. I haven't checked back in the story since I looked up on it on Tuesday, but I wouldn't be surprised. They seem to they got out the Grim Fandango a lot faster than I thought they would. So if they're and I think they're not even doing what they did with Grim Fandango for this. They're just kind of giving it a fresh coat of making it smoothing out the edges for this.
Well, technically that's what they did with Grim Fandango, because if I remember correctly, in a weird twist of fate, for some reason, despite the fact that it was like a remastered game, it still had the exact same glitches the original version did.
That's just part of the nostalgia.
They did the same thing with the Halo 2 anniversary, where they were like, yeah, we've even kept the same glitches in.
Yeah, and they even added more glitches in by not being able to play it properly.
By just, like, not making the multiplayer work.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Great job, guys.
Oh man, y'all remember that Telltale was making that Batman game?
Yeah, is that canceled?
No. Well, they're gonna show it off on March 18th at South by Southwest.
I can't wait for this great Batman game where you don't
How
get to fight
fucking
anyone.
long- How fucking long is South by Southwest? Because it just
It's
started
like
today.
2 weeks, right?
It's 2 fucking weeks. God damn.
It's a lot
I
of
don't know
stuff,
for
bro.
sure.
God.
I think so because it's going on right now, and this Telltale thing's happening on the 18th, which is 6 days from now.
No wonder the tickets are like so expensive.
Oh,
So
yeah.
how is this going to work exactly? Because we've got the Arkham games, which is straight up action games.
I don't know, maybe you're playing as Commissioner Gordon, and you're wondering to yourself, how the fuck did my life get so bad?
So, okay, like Commissioner Gordon's being played by J.K. Simmons in Justice League movies, so that would actually be pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know how this is going to work, but yeah, we're going to find out on the 18th, which, speaking of the 18th, Daredevil is going to be on there. So,
Yup.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
specifically requested Friday through Monday off work because I want to just be able to power straight through it.
Not watching them all in one day.
Yeah. I even wrote on the days off request sheet, like, you're supposed to give a reason why, and I just wrote Daredevil Season 2.
Would that be?
And I'm probably going to get the days off, because everyone else is just writing, I have some family stuff, when it's like, I want to go to this concert. It's like, you just fucking say why you want.
I mean, I absolutely
Just don't lie.
I loved Season 1 of Daredevil. But I'm just saying I loved Season 1 of Daredevil.
Oh, yeah.
But everyone's saying, the hallway fight scene was equal to the one Old Boy.
No.
No.
It wasn't.
If you actually go back and rewatch it, it isn't that good because you don't really see anything. I don't know.
Look, dude,
It's good, but
it felt like, you know what it felt like is a lot of people who don't watch a lot of, who most of their familiarization with fighting scenes are in like CGI filled or really poorly shot and edited action movies these days. So when they see something that isn't, they're like, holy shit!
Or like the
Like,
stuff
but
where
then-
there's clearly fighting going on, but it's all shot super close up, so you're not even sure what the movie was
Right,
they
like
were
it's a
doing.
Taken movie or something.
I thought that was the biggest issue with Elysium. Like for this movie that supposedly has great visuals and looks like it's gonna have great choreography, every single fucking fight scene filmed up close. It's like
honestly,
this is
the best thing about Elysium
fight
was
scene was
Charles
like-
Copley.
Where it was like hanging over Matt Damon's shoulder as he fucking went to like first person shooter mode, and it was like, oh, so you weren't just clearly this Elysium was clearly just, I'm taking all of the shit I had pre-planned for the Halo movie and I'm going to use it in this.
I really didn't like Elysium. I'm upset at my friend for dragging me
I
to it.
liked it. I don't get why people shit on it so much. It's not
It
great.
was fun.
It
was
just
better-
feels like kind of a waste, especially in comparison to the fact that
Well, how good?
District 9 felt a lot more efficient and a lot more like.
You know why that was, right? Because it had Peter Jackson producing.
Yeah.
Except Elysium had a lot more money than District 9 did. Like a lot more money.
And maybe that's part of the strength of it.
Yeah.
Because he had to get creative with it. Alright, so not speaking of movies and shit, we got some character reveals for Gears of War 4.
Oh, yeah.
The names and the backgrounds of the we're going to have 3 lead characters. Number 1 is
Dom and Drag.
JD Phoenix, who is the primary protagonist, who, yes, is the son of Marcus Phoenix.
Jim Dickinson Phoenix.
Just do it, Phoenix.
Just do it. Just do it. Let your dreams be...
Okay, I'm going to read like the poll quotes here. JD is an idealist who ran away from home at a young age to join the COG militia, only to go AWOL after a classified incident that players will learn about during the game.
So basically, it's just his father all over again.
Yep.
Hmm.
Kate Diaz was born and raised outside of the walled city-states protecting most of humanity. Her parents were leaders of this group of outsiders, and outsiders is used where O is capitalized, so I'm guessing that's going to be their creative name. We're the outsiders.
For years,
When
she
her father
dreamed
died
of going
tragically-
outside and finding love. Oh, sorry, this is Gears of War, isn't it? So, no, she just wanted to shoot shit.
Kate isn't familiar with how the COG works, but she is a capable survivalist who forms a quick friendship with JD. And then there's finally Delmont, quote, Del Walker, is another ex-COG. Del was an orphan who became friends with JD at a boarding school. When JD ran off to join the army, Del followed his lead.
He's
Unfortunately,
gay.
Del was also involved with the classified incident that sent them both running into the wilds of Sarah, seeking refuge among the outsiders.
Well, I have no personality of my own, so I may as well just follow my friend here. He's going to tell me what to do, right, friend?
So is Gears the first gay character in Gears? There was another thing with that story where they said that they wanted to return to the horror-oriented roots of the series, which if they can pull that off, I'm interested in Gears again.
I hope Gears of War 4 is good, because I do like the Gears of War games. Just, I thought the story kind of shit itself in the second and third ones.
Yeah, I actually only Well, no, I played a little bit of the first one, but I only really played the third one. I think that's
1 and 2. I think are really good. I've never played the third one. I heard it was okay, but the story was just kind of a bit off.
I played the entire campaign of the third one in 2 sittings, where my friend and I picked it up for the launch party. We played it for like 8 hours, and then he went to his college class for like 2 hours. Then I came back to his house and we beat it. And I was very, very I was very whelmed with it. I was like, okay.
It's one of those weird things where Halo gets a bad rap for being like the Chad of first person shooters, and yet Gears of War literally has like Drake, Ice-T, some other rapper in it. With it, and the guy who made it is called Cliffy B, which sounds like some really shitty like DJ.
I would hesitate to call Drake rapping, if anything.
Okay, he speaks in tune, alright?
Alright, fine.
Hey, I'm Drake, I'm gonna do it.
I don't even know what he was doing right there. That was just sort of a bit much.
So there was also...
That was Drake, dude. That wasn't me.
Moving on. This isn't confirmed, but I also read somewhere that the new enemy type, which looks really similar to the Locusts, is not called Locusts, they're called the Swarm.
Oh wow.
Yeah, really going outside the box of their naming
They're not called the Locusts, they're called the Grasshoppers.
Oh yeah, and Gears of War 4 is also set, I think it said 20 years after Gears of War 3. Yeah. There was also some screenshots that came out of Gears of War 4 looking pretty hot, looking pretty slick. They're doing a lot of cool things with the lighting engine because obviously the Xbox One is the least powered of the console, not as powerful as the PS4, so they have to do more to make it look nicer, and it looks like they're succeeding on that front.
So I always find it really weird how on a series based around a bromance and just sheer testosterone, how it somehow managed to be one of the most like tear-inducing game series of all time.
I would hesitate to call it that, but okay.
Like in Gears of War 2, the whole plot is like finding Dom's wife. Oh, spoilers for the Gears series if you really give a shit about the story. Finds his wife, only she's basically been like completely fucked over by the Locust, and she kills herself. Gears of War 3, the whole Dom killing him, like sacrificing himself.
I thought Dom killed her.
Yeah, Dom killed her.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I haven't even played most of them, and even
I think you're thinking about the guy who's like he looks like like Chinese shaman. Who the idea is like he's just tortured so much that he doesn't want to continue going.
Yeah. And then isn't the whole thing like the only women who can serve in the COG are like. What is it? Is there because they're infertile?
Well,
like the rest of
the COG, like they forcibly sterilize them.
Yeah.
For reasons what was their reasoning again? I don't remember.
Well, because humanity's so like there are not a lot of humans, so all fertile females are basically just set up to pump babies out.
No, that I get, but what I'm thinking about is like, well, if you're joining the COG, then why do they sterilize you?
No, it wasn't. They just sterilize you. It was if you were a female in the COG, it was because you were infertile.
Rocky's like, yeah, sounds like my kind of party.
For some reason, I remember hearing it the other way around. That's not actually nearly as bad as I thought it was then.
That's still pretty bad.
Well, there's a logic to it, I guess.
So you guys remember the when they were hyping up when Wolfenstein: The New Order was coming out, that if you pre-ordered it, that you're going to get into the Doom closed beta?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's finally happening.
I find it funny as well. For that, I got my... It wasn't just for the beta, they did an alpha as well. Which I downloaded, and I couldn't even find a game.
That's because UK servers are ultimately shit.
Well, the Doom closed beta is going to go from March 31st to April 3rd, and it's only going to be for those who pre-ordered Wolfenstein: The New Order. But apparently GameStop is going to be running a promotion where I think on April 1st if you just go into their store and ask for it, they'll give you a beta code.
Also, if you let
Nice.
John Romero make you his bitch, he'll give you a code.
Man, that guy's been holding out on me. I've been his bitch for years, and I haven't gotten shit.
Katana, Jesus Christ.
Limp dick motherfucker can't even get it up.
So you guys, you're aware of the Chivalry Medieval Warfare games? Those, like,
No,
you get once your arm goes off games?
no.
First person?
They
Really?
played on the dojo before.
I honestly don't remember.
Well, the guys who made it are making Mirage Arcane Warfare, where it's basically the same thing except with mages.
Honestly,
It's
wouldn't
going to be an Unreal.
I'm thinking
Uh-huh.
about this now. Wouldn't it be great if the guys who made Chivalry made a Star Wars game?
Well, how would that work? Just because
Well, it's
lightsabers?
just just reskin it.
I'm sure that a mod already exists.
Oh, okay,
Right.
yeah. Now I'm.
But you can get official support. You can get Mark Hamill to come in, give a gravely voice.
Christ. Alright, so if you were looking forward to playing the full version of Hitman and not having to follow the episodic schedule of it, or just not having to buy it digitally and getting a disc version, turns out you'll have to wait till January 2017.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Square Enix.
Fuck.
Come on, Square. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Don't Nods just whispering in their ears like, no, trust us, this is a really good idea.
So that means even though the full season of the game is going to be finished, I think they say in autumn or fall, that you'll have to wait till January next
Fucking-
year to get the disc version. Which means when it actually comes out, people already have not cared about it so much that it'll drop in price in a few months and we'll pick it up for $20.
Bargain bin.
Yeah. Which is too bad because I've heard the people who aren't having issues with the fact that it's always online, that it's actually a pretty decent game.
Wait, what is? It's an always online game.
Yep.
For some reason.
Yeah.
Have to always be connected to the internet to
I
play
think it's some
new.
bullshit way. Like, the only reason people do that is, like, to try and stop piracy. And that's it, really.
Yeah. And it
I'm
only
actually
has-
wondering, because, like, Ryan was just mentioning, like, you know, for the piracy thing, I'm actually wondering if companies are considering looking at always online for, like, experiences like this, almost more as a testing ground to see if they could then try to use that type of technology as a promotional material as you're playing a game.
Maybe.
Not sure what you mean.
You mean like adverts?
Kind of, yeah, but doing it like as if it's like, well, if they're always online, then we can even adjust like the adverts to, much like as you like, you know, have targeted adverts on sites you visit based on like, you know, the sites you go to and shit like that. Doing something along those lines.
I guess
I'm not saying it as a positive thing. I'm just almost wondering if like that's ever something that crossed our mind.
probably.
Apparently, I remember hearing somewhere that Ubisoft actually toyed with the model for a bit of putting out a game that was essentially completely free and would have, promotion in it as sort of like the way that would cover the, cost of it, I guess. But they already did it with games that had been released. And from what I remember of the experiment, the ads were actually fairly unintrusive and weren't that big of a deal.
Saints Row 2 did it. I
Yeah.
remember going around Saints Row 2 and seeing fucking billboards for the Max Payne movie starring Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, I think like with the games I think with the games
Oh,
they-
I'd forgotten
was,
about
like-
that movie.
Yeah.
I think it was like the Prince of Persia. I'm not sure if it was like the 2008 Prince of Persia or the one that was released. Yeah, or if it was Sands of Time. I think one of them was like they just showed adverts instead during the loading screens, which was fine anyways because like the amount of time the advert lasted for was how long the loading screen was going to be anyways. So
Weird.
it wasn't like you were going to do much there anyways.
Alright, so I got 4 more stories here. So, I should have brought this up earlier. The Lionhead possibly closing. Turns out Sony is going to host a job fair for Lionhead employees. Like, right near where they were centered in the UK.
Really didn't get this. Why would...
I love that
Like-
idea. I just love the idea of someone being like, "Hey, Lionhead, you hate the way Microsoft's been treating you? Don't worry, like we'll take you in."
Right? It's such
Well-
like a... It's cool for... It's such a sneaky business thing, but it's also the same time you're like, oh, well, that's cool. And, like, the employees are like, shit, because this was a complete surprise to Lionhead employees. If you, like, look up, it
Yeah,
was,
if
like,
you look at
2
their
days
Twitter.
before they announced that Fable Legends was canceled, they were, like, sending out, like, promotional stuff saying, check out Fable Legends at this new, convention that's happening in just a few days.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
like, they had
it's
no
what-
idea.
It's one way to look at it like, wow, this is really awesome that Sony are doing this, like, Microsoft treated them like shit. Or you could look at it from the inverse, where it's like, wow, Sony are really scraping the bottom of the barrel here.
Right.
Because
It's like,
this
do you
is, like,
really want Lionhead?
the thing is, like, you could say, like, oh yeah, that was terrible of Microsoft. And it's like, yeah, but has Lionhead, as was pointed out before, what has Lionhead done recently that, deserves they exist? They've kind of been a bit shit for a while now.
Yeah. We already talked Lionhead to death.
You can come work on NAC 2 with us, don't worry.
Oh, God. So, WildStar, the MMO thing that still isn't canceled, surprisingly, may be moving forward to being more canceled because the developer Carbine Studios has reportedly laid off half of the staff.
Jesus.
And they're
Yeah,
saying,
this should be-
the port to China has been canceled, but they've said they're still planning on releasing it. But it has not been looking good for WildStar for a while now.
Hold on. So an MMO that isn't going to release in China, yeah, it's not going to do well then.
Right?
Like what? That's sort of like that's your
What do
main
you think
market.
your
That's what
market
you
is,
should be
guys?
going for.
Weeb Central.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that you thought, oh, that hasn't been canceled yet, it has been canceled. EverQuest Next.
I didn't even know they were making another EverQuest.
Oh yeah, dude, you remember the big hoopla when this was officially announced where it's like they were trying to do something different, at least with MMOs, where they had they were using a voxel like engine where
Uh-huh.
the world will actually be able to be like destroyed and like built by like the community and people.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, it was something new, but according to the makers, Daybreak, well, formerly Daybreak. They are Daybreak. They were formerly Sony Online Entertainment.
Uh-huh.
That it just wasn't fun.
Uh,
And they're like, well, we're gonna cancel this because it's not working out like we thought it was.
Hmm.
At least they were trying to do something else.
yeah. Yeah. That would have been interesting. Yeah, I just wish it was fun. Yeah.
Any parting words for EverQuest Next, guys?
Never played it as a kid.
Yeah.
I wish that... I don't know. I wish that it would have been interesting to try it, honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'll say I've never really been into MMOs at all, so this does not bother me in the slightest.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I haven't...
Same.
I've only played 2 MMOs. Or, no, 3. It's like Star Wars, The Old Republic, the Final Fantasy one. That's been around. And obviously World of Warcraft.
I guess I played 3. I played Guild Wars, I played World of Warcraft, and I played Lord of the Rings Online for like 2 hours.
Right. Yeah, it's
And the final news story. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, yeah, it's like, MMOs, they just don't attract really for me all that much.
Well, nobody's done anything interesting with them in years, and it seems like most of the people who were super into MMOs are now super into MOBAs.
Yeah,
So,
and
the
fuck
market's kinda-
that.
Yeah. The market's moved on. The
Yeah.
final news story I got is really just a thing that I am personally interested in, so that's why I'm including it. It appears the next update to Rocket League is going to add a basketball game type.
Really?
Yeah!
How the fuck? Okay. How the fuck are they gonna do that?
I don't
That's...
Well, I'd
No.
assume like there'd be like pushers on the top of the cars that essentially launches the ball up.
Yeah.
The way I'm looking at it right now is the goals are mounted on the walls, and it's shaped like the back rim of a court, and it's actually got like ramps that come up
Uh-huh.
around the hoop, and so you have to like push the ball up a ramp and then knock it in, which I'm guessing will lead to people shooting up the ramp, and then somebody drives over and knocks it down into the hoop. They're going to try to make it more aerial, it seems like, and I am fucking on board for this, especially since this is going to be another free update where Psyonix has continued to back this game with just continually updating with new things, fresh ideas.
Yeah.
Hell
Wasn't
yeah.
there a thing recently that said Rocket League surpassed 1 million copies on Xbox?
It's something like that.
I'm not surprised. Xbox players have been watching all this fucking news cycle about it for all this time since it came out, and they finally got their hands on it. Which I'm not gonna lie, I do wish I could own. They would release some of the DLC for the Xbox stuff on the game, because I totally want it. I would totally pay $5 to get a Warthog card. Because I am a whore. Well, that is everything I have.
Awesome.
And I guess that's the Rage Select Community Podcast.
Yes, it is, and
That bombshell we must end.
yes.
In the words of Jeremy Clarkson.
Who?
Jesus.
Jesus.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus.
we're ending this
I'm
before
kidding.
he embarrasses his...
I'm
his
kidding.
more.
Anyway, yeah, it's been Ryan, Charles Rocky, Charles Armstrong, and Illegal Swede. So, see ya.